Have you thought about where you wanted to be in life and have no direction? Well, you are in the right place. You are tuned into another epic episode of Triona the Trillionaire podcast with your spiritual health coach, Triona the Trillionaire. Become more aligned, enlightened, and abundant in all areas of your life. She got the hair care, she got the health, and she has the wealth topics for you.
Hello, Heirs, and welcome back to the Triona the Trillionaire podcast, and I am your lovely host, Triona the Trillionaire. Now, we have a Trillionaire here with us today, Temar Hudson, also known as ProHudson, Coach Hudson. Let's get it! Okay, so today we are actually at the softball fields, the baseball fields. So if you hear a little background noise, if you hear crackling of peanuts, if you hear spitting of sunflower seeds, if you hear balls being thrown, caught, if you hear whistles being blown, we're at the actual stadium where it all started. Okay, Temar, ProHudson, Coach Hudson, let's start off by introducing yourself. Tell us a little bit about yourself, how you got into baseball, period, how you discovered the team. But first, a little bit more about yourself.
Let's get 'em. Yeah, what it do? Nah, but I'm Temar, better known as Coach Hudson. Pretty much from the Quad Cities. You know, born in Davenport, but raised in Rock Island, both sides of the river. Far as just a little bit about me, you know, I'm a happy father of 4. You know, 2 boys, 2 girls. You know, love all my kids. God bless my family. Graduated out of Rock Island High School. Like I said, I went to school both sides of the river. Graduated out of Rock Island High School. Then after that, got a scholarship to Lincoln College. Then after Lincoln College, that's when pretty much the softball career started, as far as like with me coaching and things like that. Got a call out of college. You know. Hold
on, we're gonna get into it.
I'm saying, man. I was ready to get it. Like, y'all finna hear from the real, you know?
That's why I brought you on as a Trillionaire, because I know you're not gonna sugarcoat nothing. You're gonna give us all the expressions. So stay tuned, y'all, for a great episode. Listen, we locked and loaded over here. You feel me? I don't bring nobody on the podcast that's not gonna tell the real. I don't bring nobody on the podcast that's gonna sugarcoat it and beat around the bush. Like, look, y'all see him? He going straight in. He going straight in with it. So, what was it like? How did you start off? How did you discover baseball? Period. What age did you start playing baseball? Tell us a little bit about your childhood growing up in Rock Island and Davenport.
All right, so basically, as far as this baseball started, only thing I can remember is like my mom, you know, pretty much trained me. You know, my dad was around and things like that. He did play. My dad made it from what I remember, to like the 3rd round of the Kansas City Royals tryout. My dad was a left-hand pitcher. He was real good at it, but he tore his rotator cuff, so he wasn't able to sign a contract. But my other 2 uncles actually signed a contract. One with the Los Angeles Dodgers, Vincent Jackson, and the other one with the San Francisco Giants, Raymond Jackson. So baseball has just been kind of a part of our blood, you know, as far as on my dad's side or whatsoever. So, but I started at the age of 3. 3 years old, you know, and not only that, I was discovered at the age of 3, but I guess I was good enough, so I never played my age. You know, they always played me with like the 5 and 6 year olds, so I was always a bump ahead, you know, of myself, pretty much.
Okay. Look at you, 3 years old.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, 3. Never went into coach pitch. Never did T-ball, straight fast pitch.
Wow.
You know, that's kind of unheard of.
See, that's something I didn't even know. 3 years old.
3 years old. Yeah.
Okay, so tell us about your experience. You getting a scholarship. How was that? What was that experience like?
Okay, so that experience in high school, man, it was kind of crazy, you know, because we was everywhere, you know, and then you know, come from Georgia to Iowa to Rock Island, Georgia to Iowa, then Rock Island, you know, just kind of bouncing up and down. So I finally, you know, kind of stayed committed in the Quad Cities, you know, my junior year. So coming in at my junior year, you got to remember, like, I was probably like 2% of the black, you know, population that was on the team. The rest of the team was all white, you know. So these boys been together since they were since they were kids, you know. So I'm coming, trying to fight to show them, you know, how good I am as a team that's already been established since they were in elementary. And here I am coming at a high school age level, trying to, you know, show them my skills and talents and hopefully make the team. So upon me coming my junior year, obviously I made the team, and not only did I make the team, I started, you know, my junior year, started my senior year, but it was definitely diversity, you know, going in, you know, just getting treated, you know, kind of differently, you know, being a black male, understanding that you can't make mistakes and just things like that, you know, the politics of the game pretty much. But then I ended up getting a scholarship at the end of my senior year to Lincoln College, and that's where, you know, all the glory started happening.
Hey,
y'all ready? Let's get 'em.
So what was your stats like? Do y'all have stats like that or whatever? Because I know in basketball and track, you got different.
Yeah, you know, in high school, I really don't know my numbers. I just know that I always batted last. I always batted ninth, but ninth didn't define me because I knew I was the number one hitter regardless. You know, long as I was in that starting lineup, long as I was in that rotation, that's all that mattered to me. But when I got in college, I guess that's when I start really paying attention to numbers because they really start making it more of a business, you know, aspect of it. So I understood numbers. So in college, I actually batted over a 375, you know, for conference, and I batted a 400 in the playoffs. You know, so I was actually doing the thing, and actually I got my first, you know what I'm saying, I got my first look by the Minnesota Twins, you know, as a freshman, you know, in college, you know, so, yeah, man.
You was doing, okay, you was in college, I'm picking up what you putting down, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so you end up graduating with your associate's degree from Lincoln.
Yeah.
What was the call like when you got, am I getting ahead of myself, y'all?
No.
Y'all know why we here, okay? What was the call like? Who called you? How did you discover Sisters as a squad, as the softball squad?
Yeah, so Sisters as a softball squad, obviously that was my family's team. You know, my aunt Yogi kind of put that together. God bless her, R.I.P. Basically, I didn't even know we had a team. I didn't even know my own family had a team. So I'm in college playing, you know, trying to go through my glory moments, you know, trying to make something happen, you know, and I get a call from my pops, Elix Roberts. And, you know, he called me out my sophomore year, and he's like, hey, man, Mari, man, we need you. And I said, you need me? I said, what's going on? He said, man, we getting killed. We looking like the Bad News Bears. And I said, the Bad News Bears? He said, yeah. He said, softball. I said, we got a softball team? He said, yeah, man, we've been having one for about a year or two by now. I said, man, I never knew that. You know, so he's like, man, we need you, man. Whenever you come home, man, I'm going to introduce you to the coach. And then, you know, hopefully, you know what I'm saying, you can get on and try to help us out because we need you. You know, so I got the call from my dad, Elix Roberts, you know, and which was crazy because, like I said, I never knew my family had a softball team. Like, never knew. You know, and I've actually helped you know, many before, like training and things like that, but never even knew my own family had a softball team, and I've been around.
Wow, yeah, because I remember you coming back for the summers, and I didn't even put it together that you didn't even know we had a team, but I remember you having one-on-one clients and sessions at Blackhawk College and at Rocky.
At Blackhawk and at Rogers, my number one client, I remember his name was Josh Kine. He was the first one who called me out of college, you know, and asked for my help. How did he get my number? I don't know, you know, to this day, you know what I mean? But he called me. I went back home, helped him out. This kid ended up receiving 11 scholarships.
Whoa.
Yeah, so that was big time.
So how did you, so being all in with baseball to coaching softball, how did you even put the two together? Because there are some players that are really dynamic players, but they do not know how to coach. They don't know how to pay it forward. They don't know how to give back. They just don't have the mechanics to be a great coach. How would you say that came into play for you?
I honestly think that was natural because I never had training. So all training came from God. You know what I mean? Basically, like all training came from me learning by just seeing, and just implementing things within myself. You know what I'm saying? Like, I really didn't get instruction until I got kind of like in high school. You know, pretty much. So just think about it, from childhood all the way to high school, it was me honestly teaching myself, you know, pretty much, you know. And I remember my stepdad, he tried to help, you know, he didn't know nothing about baseball, you know, but he did what he could. My mom, she did what she could, you know. I had an uncle by the name of Jeree, like, he did what he could, you know, and things like that. So I had people to kind of implement, you know, just by me watching my older brother. You see, my older brother was a big part of my life. You know, he's the reason why I strived in sports the way I strived. A lot of people don't know. Because of the fact that he was always better than me. I didn't like the fact that he was better than me, you know. So therefore, you know, I taught myself, you know, multiple ways. And so the coaching aspect kind of like came kind of easy, you know, basically because of the way I play. So I just thought, you know, the way I play, I can kind of implement that into someone else.
Okay, wow. I never even realized that, because I remember, you know, seeing you guys growing up as I'm growing up as a kid, but y'all really taking baseball serious. And I'm like, man, they gonna get a whooping when they get home if they don't hit the ball. If they don't, you know, if they get struck out or something like that, if they strike out, they get in trouble, you know. So I understood the magnitude of what your parents were trying to do with you at an early age, you know? Yeah. So I'm pretty sure people in the community saw that as well.
Yeah,
like you
absolutely.
said, some of your athletes, they got your number, called you, reached out to you and things of that nature.
Yeah.
So that's awesome. That's awesome to hear. So fast forward, you get the call from my Uncle Easy, is what I call him, your pop, your dad, or whatever. So you get the call, we need help. What was that like when you actually came to the field, when you came to the game, when you actually put your eyes on us as the sister squad, or the first year?
The first year, you guys were called the Kiwani Club or something like that. The Kiwani, you guys were called like the Kiwani's Club or things like that. So basically, I mean, it was all right. You know what I mean? I mean, I seen a team that need help. You know?
Hold on.
I mean, I only can go.
Intermission. Hold on, let's take a break. Hold on. What not to say? I know you coming on to be a readionaire, but jeez, Lord. Okay, now I'm gonna let you do it. Hold on. Okay, so you said you seen a team that needed help. Woo.
Yeah. I was just only going off of what my dad told me. So when I came to the field, I actually seen what he was talking about. You know, so I was sitting back, I was watching. I remember my first game coming to them with, I think they were already like 8-9 games in. You know, they were like 0-8. You know, and when I was told they were getting beat by 20 every game. You know, so therefore, I was sitting back, I was observing, I was watching, and I could just remember, I said, okay, I can't take no more of this. I remember my cousin, Triona, yourself. I remember Triona, the Trillionaire. She came up to bat, and I said, Before she came up, I grabbed her. Before she even came up, when she was in the hole, I grabbed her. I said, no, you need to do this. Put your elbow up, you wait, and then when she listened to me, she smacked the ball all the way to the fence. You know, dang near hit a home run, ran all the way around the bases, it seemed like. You know, so right then and there, I knew I had something. You know, because when I first got the call, it's like some kind of joy within me already sparked, and I was so happy to get back home. I've never been so happy to get back home. You know?
Hey. All right, so let's go down to the nitty gritty. When we are, okay, so you became a coach. I don't know, actually, before we get to the nitty gritty, how did you work up actually being the coach? Because Felicia's father was our coach, you know.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. My daughter said Felicia.
Yeah. So Fran was a coach. So like I said, when my dad came and got me and brought me to the field or whatever, you know, he introduced me. You know, I got introduced after the game. You know what I'm saying? So when I watched the first game and see how they were and stuff like that, then, you know, he brought me over there to the coach and introduced me after the game, and, you know, pretty much told him who I was and just trying to see, you know, did he need assistance, you know, because he was the only coach, you know what I mean? So basically it was almost like these girls was kind of training themselves, kind of, you know, type thing, but he was their head coach though. So he, you know, just trying to see if they needed assistance, and he brought me on, you know, as an assistant coach. So that's how I got that opportunity.
No, the reason why I'm laughing is because we had Fran, then we had Easy come. I don't even know how they even. I don't even know. And then we had you as our coach. Coach Hudson. And then we had Kurt. How did that even come?
I brought Curtis in, just to make things a little more different. You know what I'm saying? He had like a little routine that he felt like would be good, for the girls. And shoot, he showed it to me. I'm like, oh man, yeah, we gotta have that, man. You know what I mean? Cause me, I was all about business. I was all about, I was strict. You know what I'm saying? Kurt was more of, okay, let's get him bubbly a little bit. You know what I mean? Me, I was more just hardcore kind of. So we were actually an even spill. Me, Kurt, and Fran, like that was a split even spill. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, Fran, he just made the head choices. He allowed me to dictate where the girls are gonna be, how they're gonna hit, and things like that. And Kurt was more of the getting them loose type. Yeah. Wow,
that's good that you actually said that, because I haven't had anybody on the podcast yet that actually showed the dynamics of. I mean, Easy was kind of like the security guard. Nobody coming back on the field no more.
Yeah, very much. And like I said, I ain't know Big Easy was a coach. He just said we need your help. Big Easy.
Big Easy, you on the next podcast. Our recruit, listen, we need everybody's side of the story. We got to get everybody's side of the story. So that was dynamic, because I remember those moments and those days. And it's like now, because I told them on the last podcast, the First Sisters podcast, I was like, y'all, this is going to have to be a 3-part series, a 7-part series. Sure. Matter of fact, I'm about to just interview everybody, because it's just crazy how we were bringing the community together.
For sure.
It was fun. It was exciting. Yes. I'm trying to get my daughter to the point where, she's 8 years old. I was 8th, 9th, 10th grade.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, that bringing the community together type thing, that was a big thing. No one knew, what was happening until it was all over. You know what I'm saying? Then you seen the togetherness after the storms. You know what I'm saying? So it was nothing but pure storm. There was the glory moments was us just finding joy and love and peace in what we were doing while going through the storm. But it was a storm from the time I guess y'all first created y'all first team.
Yes.
I mean, yes. From what I've only can go off with what when I came. Anything before me, from what I've heard, it was just like wow. It was just a wild moment.
Well, okay, hold on. Stop right there. What did you hear? Because, hold on.
Yeah, they said, I was, they said y'all couldn't hit the ball out of the barn. You know what I mean? Like, they was calling y'all the bad news bears, like they saying, oh yeah, this team right here, oh yeah, we got this. This is an easy win. Anything that you can think of that wasn't considered positive, it was a good shot. You know what I mean? That's what I was hearing.
So we was the bad was the bad news bears.
Easy win.
Easy win.
Yep, easy win. Oh, this is an easy win. We're gonna get our stats up on this team.
To be undefeated.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and then you go
untouchable.
From that to just putting in some work to winning to destroying people's feelings. That's what I took it as. Y'all's hurting hearts. When you hurt somebody's heart, the evilness comes out. You know what I mean? So that's when you start, changing the narrative of life, because a lot of these girls, they treat this as a life. This wasn't fun to them. This was business to them. You know what I mean? So when you start beating people in the business deal, if you want to look at it that way, that's when you start seeing true sides and true characters out of people. People start getting evil. They start jealous, evil. Anything that's within the heart is going to have to come out. You can fake things all day. But once a person start actually doing something better than you, it's gonna show you who you truly are.
Okay, let's go get to the down. How was our practices structured and stuff like that? Because you say we couldn't hit it out the barn, and you say you had to we had to put a lot of work in. We got 4 coaches at this point, so because I do remember a time me snapping on Fran and being like I do not like losing. Mm-hmm. It wasn't fun to me anymore.
And that was before I came. Right.
That was before you came. Mm-hmm. When you came, I'm like, dang, we practicing too much. We got 4 or 5 hour practices. I ain't never heard of that. Because to be honestly, I never had a structured practice like that to where I'm really getting so much done in that amount of time. Mm-hmm. Plus, we were in high school. Mm-hmm. I didn't have a practice where it was that rigorous, where I'm really learning skills, like fundamentals.
Correct.
Basketball, it's like, I already know what I'm doing. Shoot the hoop, you know, or you shoot so many times,
right.
or track, you run to this point.
Right.
But me actually having a structured practice where fundamentals, okay, put your arm up, that's going to make you hit it like this. You know, basketball, it's like, okay, shoot with your form like this. But it wasn't, I guess it wasn't taught to me in that way to be like, no, this is really a dynamic coach. This coach is really, you know, he can play and he can actually teach. Right.
You know, and that's from just watching you guys. You know, I had to bring a different perspective and a different narrative because, like I said, these girls was, from what I saw, they were already kind of structured. You know what I mean? They were already kind of polished kind of thing.
They were getting scholarships.
Yeah, they were getting scholarships, you know, stuff like that. And, you know, they didn't look at y'all like, you know, they looked at y'all like nothing, you know, pretty much. So just bringing basics and fundamentals to you guys and, you know, just teaching y'all about the knowledge of the game. You know what I mean? Basically, like, this is why you have to hit the ball to right field. This is how you hit the ball to left field. This is how you hit the ball up the middle. This is why you have to hit it like this when the runner's on first or second. You know, I'm teaching you guys the real dynamic of the game. And once you guys learned that, once you guys actually learned that and mastered it, there was no looking back. Now, as far as the practices goes, you know, we practice for hours. You know, we practice so long that your parents was getting mad at me. You know, like, Mark, it's midnight, y'all still out there? I can remember Aunt Yogi and Nessa. I'm talking about, man, I was snapping. You know what I mean? Going in. Y'all need to get home. You know, I'm like, one more time.
I wasn't done, but
we weren't done. You know, it was like, I think we started at like 4:05. We didn't get done at like 9 o'clock.
I remember this one practice in particular. It was at Longview.
Okay.
And Longview don't even have a field for real. It's just grass.
Okay.
It's just got it's just got the
bottom
cage
of the hill.
up.
Yeah,
it's
bottom of the hill.
Yes.
Yeah.
So it just got grass, and we got chased home by bats that night.
Yeah, we got.
I was like, I'm never doing this again.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Next day I'm out there.
It was crazy, but no, I had to do y'all like that because y'all gotta understand, y'all were pure athletes. You know what I mean? Just because you're athletes, that don't mean you know fundamentals. You know what I mean? Y'all just going off talents and skills. I mean, just basically talent. But y'all had to learn the skills of softball. You know what I mean? You had to learn, you know, you had to get the IQ. Like you have to get softball IQ. You know, so I had a lot of one-on-one practices with y'all individually. So it wasn't really, I had a lot of team practices with y'all. I took y'all individually. I made a time in the day individually with each and every one of y'all, and we worked. And we worked for hours. You know what I mean? We worked. And when we brought it together as a team, it became that much easier. You know, and I did not allow y'all to fail, basically. You know, what I did is I took the part of it's okay to make a mistake out y'all mind. No, it's not okay to make a mistake. You know what I mean? Like, because at first it was just, okay, we made a mistake. Blase, yeah, nah. We make a mistake. We about to run 20 poles.
Yeah,
you just missed the ball.
Yes.
Yes. Go run 30.
It was literally, we were the Three Stooges. Y'all remember that movie?
Man,
the Three Stooges.
Come on.
When they throwing it above their head.
Throwing it above their head.
And they just bonking it on their head. That's literally how we was.
Man, and to be honest with you, that's what I was told how y'all was. You know what I mean? So I knew that it was going to take this level of practice to get y'all to where y'all needed to be. You know what I mean? Like, I knew that's what it was going to take. You know, I just couldn't just go through a regular routine practice with y'all because y'all did not know what that was.
Okay, that made me think of something. There was one day we were on the field. We were actually in game day. And I think you had just this look on your face. And you called like a timeout. I don't even know if you can call a timeout in softball. And it was like, come on, y'all, let's get them.
Yeah, so I know exactly what you're talking about. Because you know what I'm saying, like the temper started. I think my temperature went from 95 to 105. You know, that's, you know, I was so angry. You know what I mean? Because I just knew that y'all were better than that. You know what I mean? And we put in too much work. And so I guess what it was is, I guess this other team just thought they were doing something. You know what I mean? Because they was putting up some points on y'all and they just thinking they, you know, can just run y'all around like a merry-go-round. So yeah, I went out there, probably broke the rules. I don't know what I did. But I said, let's get them. You know, I told y'all, it's time to get them. Let's get them. And that became like a anthem to us. Because let's get them. You know what I mean? Once we hear that, once y'all heard that, let's get them. It was a wrap. You know what I'm saying? They I think they eventually caught on later on in the season
right.
of what that let's get them mean.
That,
you know what I mean?
Let's get 'em,
like they put up a couple points, and then all of a sudden when we hit that let's get them, it's over with. We beating them by 30.
It's over with.
Yeah, we beating them by 30.
Listen, 0 to 30 real quick.
Real quick, like not playing. Like let's get them mean let's get them. Like stop playing with me. Let's get them. We running.
Oh, we ran.
yeah. Even but what's so crazy? Y'all know when we won, we ran.
We did though.
Yeah, like we still ran, like we lost.
We did.
We ran like we lost.
We did.
But let y'all had lost. Y'all gonna run like y'all about to die, probably.
No, I do remember us at August stand-up. Mm-hmm. And the crowd was looking at us, and our cheerleaders, we call them our cheerleaders, mm-hmm. They were looking at us like they just won. They demolished. These victory laps, baby. Mm-hmm. Like, we running. And we all ran together. We all picked each other up.
Yep.
But I want to hear from your perspective, like, the beefing, you know, just all types of stuff.
Okay. Oh, yeah, just talking about the beef and the real street life that y'all actually had to endure, you know, while trying to play, while just trying to be women, black women as that, you know, and just trying to make something, you know, just trying to have a fun summer, safe summer, you know, that you really did not experience, you know, because of the fact of, I want to either had to be jealousy, it had to be hate, envy, it was strife, it was all the things of, you know, what a person should not have in them, you know, and I don't know if that extended from childhood, you know, and it just followed y'all, you know, to the point of just, you know, people just want to just put knives in your back and stab you, you know, but that's basically what I've seen y'all go through from being a coach, you know, because our practices always had to be moved because of the fact people always found y'all and wanted to fight. I did not understand that. You know what I mean? And I did not understand that. You know, there's times where the girls is, like I said, I was only like 14 of y'all on the team. I mean, I remember like at least 20 to 25 girls coming. You know, I remember it was like to Douglas Park. I remember Douglas Park, and you know, me and Curtis was there. We were, you know, going through our practices with y'all. And they came on the field, you know, we put y'all back, you know, y'all wanted to go at them. Like, y'all just wasn't scared now. Like, I mean, you know, y'all wasn't no curs. Y'all ain't tucking y'all tail for nobody, you know, but we didn't allow y'all to go at them. So they came and, you know, but what we didn't know is the young boy that was with him, he had a gun on him. You know, we didn't know that until later. So just imagine if we would have went at him. Who would have been shot at that moment? You see what I'm saying? So God, you know, he orchestrate things, you know, in order, in decency and order. You know, you may look at it like, how was God in that? He was in that because he saved us. Like nothing happened besides our equipment got destroyed. What is equipment compared to a soul? You know what I mean? Like a soul matters the most. You know what I mean?
They came into they was able to get into the dugout.
Correct.
They weren't able to get on the field. Something happened. It was like
we did not allow them to get to y'all. Me and Curtis didn't. You know, and Curtis kind of, you know, I ain't never seen Curtis, you know, kind of, you know, act out like that. But that was the first time I seen him go in, you know, and he probably put some fear in them people, you know what I mean, to be honest with you. But yeah, the young boy that was on the bike, you know, he had the gun, you know, or whatever the case may be. So they took y'all bats, and, you know, I remember the sisters that was on the two sisters on the team, Talise and Raquel. Yeah, their mom went in. I mean, they stuff was new. They just got that stuff, and she went and found them.
That's what I said.
Yeah, like she wasn't playing. Like they I don't know what happened, but she went and found them girls and got their stuff back. She found them girls and got their stuff back. But then, you know, it's just the fact that I, as a coach, you know, I felt responsible for y'all. Yeah, I'm your cousin, brother, whoever I may be, but I was a coach in the moments. You know, I separate the difference. You know, I'm your coach at that moment, and I'm responsible for y'all. So I had to find another way for y'all, you know, because Douglas wasn't working out. Because everywhere on the bottom of the hill, y'all got found, and we had to fight. Y'all had to fight, you know, so I had to move y'all on top of the hill. I had to find places on top of the hill, kind of in the white neighborhoods, kind of, you know what I mean? I'm sorry, but it's just, yeah, Harburg, you know, Harburg Field, you know, and we actually had family members, the Brands, that stayed up there, you know, but I knew kind of up there, ain't nobody finna come hunching for y'all. There ain't nobody finna come and have to walk up a 2-mile hill to come looking for y'all, pretty much. So we got together on our practices there, and we did not have to face that diversity up there because it was my job to keep y'all safe. The only diversity we went through up there was, the people had a target on our back because they were scouting our practices. You know what I mean? But when we was down the hill, it was always looking after our shoulder, looking behind us, having to fight, just things like that. Y'all can never make it home safe. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, it was just crazy. You know what I mean? So it was just nuts. I never seen nothing like it. So I had to make a difference for y'all, and I had to move y'all on top of the hill.
So we went from adversity to adversity, fighting diversity. I don't know what you want to call it. Because I do remember those days, different aspects that we didn't really get deep into on the last podcast that I did want to highlight. The racism.
Yeah, politics more than anything. Politics, racism and politics, to me, they go hand in hand, kind of. They go hand in hand, and we all experienced that, each generation, generations before me, before y'all.
Why do you feel like they were scouting our practices, though? Why do you feel like, why would they do that?
I mean, that's the way of the world, when you talk about treating sports as a business more than anything, so you become competition to somebody. When you become competition to somebody, you got to study your competition. You know what I mean? It's like you got to study your prey. You know what I mean? They say Kobe Bryant studied Jordan. Mm-hmm. Study his every move and almost look like him on a court. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So that's why I figure, because we got to the point where we were beating everybody, and they just couldn't understand how. I mean, from I don't know. I'm trying to say it right. Like, okay, before me, you guys never won, but with me, you guys did not know what losing was. You know what I mean? Like, we won. Mm-hmm. So that's, I think, the part that they could not understand. How did they come from this to that, and we can't beat them in that short amount of time, and we cannot beat them no more. So yeah, they had to come and look to see what were we doing different. And the only thing different we was doing was I was speaking to y'all minds. You know what I mean? And I was getting it in your hearts. Of you guys are great, and just we need to work on these basic and fundamentals, because that's honestly what you guys did not have, and that's what they had. You guys are already way more athletic than all of them in the whole entire league. You guys was just lacking the basics and fundamentals.
We didn't know where to throw the ball.
There's nothing like angles.
Oh, you know what I want to ask you? When you changed the team, because I remember I was at like third base, and then I was originally at shortstop, then I went to third base. And
okay,
then
yeah.
I ended up, okay, so what was it like when you switched the whole lineup? First of all, you switched the batting, the batting lineup. Okay. You switched the outfield. Okay. You switched the infield. How was that whole process?
Well, the reason why I knew to do that, like I said, man, I went to God every night. Like, I took this serious. Like, I tell you, the joy that I got when I got that phone call, no one would understand. This is like, man, I would love to do this. You know what I mean? This is like a moment for me. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So I studied y'all, and the way I studied y'all is when I had y'all one-on-one practices. So that's how I knew how to make the lineup. When I practiced with y'all one-on-one, and I practiced hitting and defense with y'all one-on-one, I knew who was good where. You know what I mean? With you, it was more of, okay, she may not have the most fluent hands. Her arm angle is different. She's short to the ball. So that's more of a second baseman. You know what I mean? Like with Raquel, she was more long to the ball, and that's more of a shortstop. Talise, she was my third baseman. She was not scared of the ball. Like, a ball get hit 1,000 miles an hour and she ain't flinching. You know what I'm saying? So and then Paris, she was long. She was tall and long, and I seen her stretch. That was automatic, a no-brainer. And she was a lefty, and she can stretch. Your first baseman has to be flexible. Like, you need them to do them splits almost. You know what I mean? So Nisi was like power. There was nothing flexible about Nisi. But, she was power, and she was athletic. So I said, you know what? And she was a lefty, you know. So I said, you know what? She'll do good behind the plate, you know. And then when I put her behind the plate, it was a wrap. She caught every ball that popped up in the air, like quick, fast, like on the quick balls or high. It didn't matter. And then when she get the ball, she'd throw them out, line drive, boom. You know what I mean? I seen the differences. And then in the outfield, I had two sisters on the team, Elisha and Tabria. And then I had Victrice, I had Felicia, and I had Jassity. Now, I had to understand who had the better glove. I'm sorry, everyone doesn't have the same kind of glove. You know what I'm saying? So you had your best glove in like this sport, like had to go in left field, and that was Jassity. Like she had the best glove.
Would say that.
She had the best glove out of anybody. I mean, I'm like, that girl catching like me. She the pro out there, like, you know, Jassity. I mean, and then Tay Tay. So I had Tay Tay. Tay Tay was out there too. Tay Tay was in right center. So Bria and Tay Tay shared right field. Lady and Claudia, they shared kind of like right center, and then I end up moving Claudia to share second base with you. And then Tracy and Felicia were like center field, like in left center, because, you know, the balls get destroyed that way, and you need, you know, people more polished, you know, and Tracy was definitely polished, like in every area. Like Victrice, like that was just unreal. Like from her skill set was just unreal, like bar to none. You know, Felicia, she was just a go-getter. So that's how I looked at her. She was like a go-getter. You know what I mean? So when I looked at you guys from the team and I did the order, you know, I led off with Felicia for a while. She was for a while, and she was a pitcher for a while. Then I had to mix some things up, you know, only trying to just go off what I felt was best and how I used to work with, you know, everyone one-on-one. I knew that this was the best lineup for this team. So I had Raquel, my leadoff. Talise. I had Talise, my leadoff. I had Paris, my number 2. And the reason why I had Paris, my number 2, is because she was a lefty. I had to switch the game up. I had a lot of righties on the team, and I only had 2 left-hand hitters on the team. You know, so going that righty-lefty, people don't understand that mixes things up, you know, and then the dynamics of the game, you know, when the ball gets hit certain kind of ways, you know, that, you know, I got a righty up like Talise, and Talise gets on first base, and then I got a lefty up like Paris. All I need Paris to do is pull the ball. You know, she's hitting behind the runner. You know, so you need to hit behind the runner, not in front of the runner. See, it's dynamics of the game of why you make lineups. Yes. You know, and a lot of, if you don't understand the game, you wouldn't understand why things are done. You know, so yeah, I caught a little hell, you know, when I changed, you know, the lineups, but you know what I'm saying, that hell ended up turning to praise because they seen that it worked. You know, they were only used to one way of people being in these positions all the time. And then when, you know, because my Aunt Nessa let me have it.
That was my next question.
My Aunt Nessa, and I grew up, you know, and I grew up in a household with my Aunt Nessa too. God bless, I love her. You know, and I so imagine me going back home. I used to get it. She used to question me. You know, but my Aunt Yogi was on board with it. My aunt get on board. You know, so it was some get go, you know, some back and forth going for a little bit, you know, but eventually, you know, it calmed down and everybody seen actually the vision that God showed me, and to be honest with you, it worked, you know.
Because I do remember the day you came, you did the lineup. I was ready. Honestly, Felicia, I was ready for you not to be first, hitting first, because I already knew that lineup was faulty anyway.
And the only reason why I moved Felicia is because she just didn't want to be fundamental. Like, she hit the ball and destroy it. Like she was good. Felicia was awesome. She just kept running. Like, she just didn't want to play team play when it came to hitting. She, you know what I mean? So I had to put her at the bottom because if I say, well, if I got her ninth,
she was ninth.
You know, and ninth is not a bad spot. The ninth hitter is the same thing as a number one hitter. Let's get that straight.
Yeah.
The ninth hitter is the same thing as a number one hitter. So I had her down at the number 9 spot. So when she hit it, she can do a merry-go-round. You know what I mean? So.
Okay, I want to go down the list of how you had us lined up. From your perspective. So Talise first.
Okay, Talise was first. Paris was
That's
second. Victrice was third. Okay, Victrice was contact power. You know, destroy the ball. Like hand-eye coordination was amazing. You know, in speed. Like, you know, I had a lot of girls on the team that can run. You know, they were athletes. So it was Talise, Paris, Victrice, Triona. Triona was pure power. Like, there was no such thing of no contact. There was no weak contact. That's why she had to be number 4, because she destroys the ball. Like, and then she was fast. You know what I mean? So she had to be my number 4 hitter because, I mean, she was just going to destroy the ball. And then after, and then the thing about it is, like, after Triona came Nisi. Like, I had Nisi, my number 5 hitter. Like, Nisi was a lefty that was just pure powerful. Yeah. Like, Nisi wasn't the fastest, but she didn't have to be fast because she had hit the ball over the trees. like I seen this girl destroy the ball so hard one time. I'm like, oh my Lord! Like, my heart got to beating twice. Like, when she hit the ball. I say Nisi destroyed. She had like the most unorthodox swing.
Dang,
yeah, she had an unorthodox swing, but it's usually those kind of players who are like top notch. Yeah. You know, and Nisi was definitely top notch. So after Nisi came Chastity. Chastity was just pure contact. You know, pure contact line drive. You know, at the Chastity, I believe came Raquel. Raquel was just pure contact, you know, and just she was fast. You know, she had a good hand-eye, you know, coordination to the ball. And after Raquel, it came like Tay-Tay. And if Tay-Tay wasn't playing, it was Lady. If Lady wasn't playing, it was like Bria. Or Bria wasn't playing, it was Claudia. And then Felicia. Back to them. Basically, when you get to Felicia, I mean, you basically back at the top of the lineup. Yeah, that's how I had the lineup. And after that, it was a wrap. Like, it was 1 through 10. I think we batted 10. 1 through 10, it was just like, what do? We used to run merry-go-rounds around people. Like,
I remember your arm.
My arm was just, I think I had to ice my arm after every game because I think I was finna fly it off like a helicopter. How many times I tell y'all to go around home base, you know?
You know I'm getting around home base.
Every single time, y'all
I hit up, I'm
murder the ball.
Yeah, I'm home. I get up there, I'm meditating,
like,
I'm spiritual,
like straight
I'm
up.
ready.
Yeah.
Come on, hurry up.
Yeah.
Gosh, she can't do that every time she gets to the bed.
They used to get
Watch
mad.
this.
They paid attention to everything y'all did and try to nitpick with everything y'all did before y'all got set. You know, everything. Y'all couldn't do nothing without them saying something. I just couldn't understand that. Even the refs used to be against y'all, but when y'all start winning, and then I don't know what changed, but I definitely know that God was in the midst because the refs could not go against y'all. You know, there was moments where they just couldn't be against y'all.
Angels in outfield.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I remember this one game when you talk about racism. I think we was playing this blue team.
Community something.
The community something. And I know they were a part of, like, the board. They're, like, the part of the board of Rocky or whatever the case may be. And I think all of our family was at that one. That was the one in Douglas under the lights. Yes. You know, the one where Shanika got kicked out of the game. Mm-hmm. You know, and the thing, Shanika got kicked out of the game. You know, and Shanika was my ace pitcher. I work with Shanika every single day. There was not Sunday through Sunday. I got her. I know. I walked down to Lindsay's house. Hey, Lindsay, where's Shanika? She probably was hiding. I don't know what she was doing. Hey, Shanika could be asleep. I'm waking her up. We early, definitely on the weekends. I'm getting up early, knocking on the door. Bam, bam. Shanika, come on. You know, and what's so crazy? What they don't understand is I was working on different pitches with Shanika. I taught Shanika how to throw a knuckle. I taught Shanika how to throw a curveball. Like, we ain't just finna be like everybody else, Shanika. That's what I told her. I said, nah, we finna bring something different. Yes. You know what I mean? And so Shanika was willing to work, and she worked. You know what I'm saying? And she put the work in. Oh, and Shanika, she was a hitter. I think she was like in my number 6 or 7 spot. Mm-hmm. But she was a hitter. But I told her I need her to focus on pitching. You know, so when Shanika got to really mastering this curveball and got to mastering the pitches in the air that was moving and it didn't come just straight for the girls. Oh my gosh. It was a problem then. They got to complaining. She can't throw that. She got to throw la 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 la. There was nothing in the rule book saying that she can't throw that, but they try to make it a rule. See, these people was making up their own rules on the day of we were playing them. They brought out a new rule book every time we came up to play.
I do remember that.
It's like a new rule book came up every time they played us. A whole new rule book got put in play.
They brought the rule book from 1955.
Like straight up,
really
I didn't understand how y'all just added a rule in there, but okay, we gonna beat y'all with that new rule. Yeah. You know what I mean? So I remember that, like I said, we experienced the racism that day. I think some monkey names was called out. It was something to where, you know, somebody calling us monkeys or something. It was something to the point, because the problem is, like, the game was stopped. The game was kind of stopped. You know, the crowd was mad, which the crowd was 90% was our family. You know, I can remember my Uncle Elijah going in. You know what I'm saying? Easy came out on the fields wanting us to go home. But we'll say to Uncle George came on that field, and he was heated. You know what I mean? But he kind of, you know what I'm saying? He you know, like,
he knew the rules and stuff.
Yeah, see, Uncle George knew the rules, you know, and stuff like that. So, you know, he wasn't finna let these folks just get over on us. You know what I'm saying? Because they already come from that time of era where they really endured what racism really was. You know what I'm saying? We endured it, but not like them. You know what I'm saying? So Uncle George wasn't going for that. You know what I mean? My dad, Easy, he was mad. He ready. Y'all, let's go. You know what I mean? Let's go. You know, Lies, Lies was, I remember my Uncle Elijah was mad. My Yogi, everybody out there was just, man, Nessa, you know, I think my mom was at the game screaming. Like, everybody was just upset. But we stayed. Shanika got kicked out of the game. They said, did she curse somebody out? Did she kicked them or something like that? So she got kicked out of the game. What they did not understand, but she was tagging them out or something. It was something that they said she did overly aggressive, and they threw her out of the game. So they thought they had us. They didn't understand we had another pitcher. You know what I'm saying? Like, I worked with Tracy before that game. Like, not at the game, but days before that game. Like, I took Tracy and we worked a little bit because someone told me that she can pitch. I never knew that. So I took Tracy out one-on-one, you know, without nobody even knowing. You know what I'm saying? And we worked some stuff. We worked on some stuff. So Tracy came in. She shut the crowd down. They looked at, you know, when Tracy came in, she got the pitching. She got to finding her niche. They did not know what to do with her. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, they thought they had us because Shanika got out of the game, because Shanika was literally the number one pitcher in the league. You know, she was hands down the number one pitcher in the whole entire league. You know, but Tracy was right there. You know what I'm saying? So Tracy took her focus more on defense, you know, and she didn't really want to pitch anymore. But she stepped up for that. She stepped up for that game, and she won us the game. You know, but that right there, that racism that we had to endure, you know, the cops was called, the cops came. It was just crazy, man.
Baby.
You know, like, you know, it was like white versus black again, all over again that day. And that's sad because these are a group of high school girls, man. A group of high school girls. And you got adults acting like children. You know what I mean? Being racist towards kids, man. Come on, man.
Yeah, because I remember it was like our cheerleaders,
yeah,
they were kind of defeated.
Yeah.
And I'm looking like, Tracy. Everybody like, what? I'm like, Tracy not a pitch. Let's go.
Yeah, let's go. Like, when they said Tracy, everybody went, oh, you know what I mean?
They're like, y'all over there cheering, and y'all pitcher just got we ain't defeated.
Yeah, and that team was battling us. I'm not gonna lie, they were scoring. Like, it wasn't just a blowout. No, they were giving us a run for our money. I mean, but we like competition. You know what I mean? We don't tuck our tail for nobody. You know what I mean? But when Tracy stepped up, they did not understand that we had another pitcher that was just as good. And that's what confused them. You know what I mean? So those kind of games came down to the wire of who going to play defense. You know what I mean? Because we're going to hit the ball. They're going to hit the ball. It's all about who has the better defense. And we had the better defense. Hands down. Hands down, man.
Okay, so we ended that season. We was in the sisters jerseys then.
Yeah. Sisters?
Yeah.
So that was sisters. Yeah, that was a sisters moment right there. That was sisters.
That was the game that won us the conference.
Yeah, that game was a game. No, that game was just because
That was.
I guess we were tied because that team was undefeated too. That blue team.
Okay, yeah.
That was tied. The next game was against a tan team called
Ted Bodarama.
No, Ted Bodarama I think was
red.
red.
It was red.
It was a tan team, and that team was ran actually by the athletic director by the name of it was his team.
Yes.
Now that game was what won us the championship, and that game was played at Rock Island's field, at the Rockies girls softball field.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
That's the game that won us the championship. Yeah. We beat them to sleep. Yeah, yeah. They ain't have a chance.
I think we were so fired up from that game. That game really just stood out to us because all the the highs and lows.
Yeah, the highs and lows. It's just and just sick of it. You got to remember, we had a whole season of this. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? This wasn't just on the field and off the field. It was a whole season of this. Like, so it just seemed like, man, this is a championship game, like that's taking us to the playoffs, but we won the season championship. Man, let's get them. You know what I mean? Like, it just, let's get them.
I remember to the point which you probably don't notice. That's why I'm going to state it on here. There was a point in time where my track coach actually came to me and said, you can't do any other sports. There was people on the track team they were deciding, because I was undecided. I didn't sign my track scholarship until like a few days before school started. So I was undecided, but there were people that were already committed. There were people already committed to doing track. So they said, this is all around sport. This is, so my mom kind of got on me. She was just like, you got to choose a few, you got to choose 2 or 3 sports. You can't do 5 sports throughout the season, 4 sports throughout the season. Because you got to realize softball was during track season.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they integrated. Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yeah.
So I had, my track coach was saying she didn't want me to do any other sport. So what was that sport? The sport that the AD of the school was getting blown out because his girls was getting blown out. His daughters was getting blown out.
Yeah, over the summer. Yeah, because we played against his team.
It was the spring going into the summer.
Right. Gotcha.
So that's track as well. Track is that spring season outdoor.
Yes.
So then you got softball at the end of that.
Yes. Yep.
You know? So that was Uncle George. He just came out and he was just like, man, if you don't get on the field, because I was gonna say that I was gonna like, I'm gonna be here for the team, but I'm not gonna play.
But you're not gonna play.
He said, if you don't get on the so imagine if I wouldn't even been on the roster for that game. Yeah, you see that right there is this conniving. That's a conniving spirit, man. And that's what folks try to do. Basically, that's what they try to. They try to do whatever they can to get a person to win. Who you think came to that woman? That dude came to that woman. He probably, hey, I noticed that she's run tracks for you and she's a track star, and can you get her to understand, or she may get hurt in this softball game and it's not that serious. Why would they sit here and just tell the woman it's not that serious? Why is it not that serious? Why are you going to her then if it's not that serious? What you going to this lady for, trying to get her not to play softball and just focus on track if it ain't that serious? Obviously, y'all want to win. Y'all just want to win. If it ain't that serious, then why are you going to the woman? Yeah, because it is that serious. Yeah. Because you don't want an all-black team to win. It's that serious because y'all are the ones used to winning every year. That's why it's that serious. And y'all know y'all didn't have a chance with us. That's why it's that serious. And we beat y'all to sleep that day. Right.
We beat y'all by 15.
Do we still have the books?
I wonder.
I remember Fran had the books still.
I'm gonna have to reach out to Felicia and to see what do she have and what do she not. Because that's her dad. So we got to have something. You know what I mean? Google should have something. We got to have something.
We got the stats. We got to bring the stats out so y'all can see how good we was hitting.
Yeah.
We were, I remember one of the ladies that was being racist towards us, she was like, listen, I'm gonna tell y'all this. Y'all are going to be the team to beat next year. I
know exactly who you're talking about because she reaches out to me still to this day. Yeah, Miss Heidi. Which God bless her, we love her. You know what I mean? She's just she's an awesome lady. She was just probably mixed up with the crowd. You know what I mean? And been a part of them forever. And now that something new came about, they didn't like the fact that they all could not win, and then they formed up against us to go against us, you know, but at the end of the year they were with us, you know what I mean? So you know what I'm saying? So that's the difference. And you know, Heidi became basically a fan. She said, you know, babe, that was the words out of her mouth. You know what I'm saying? Man, I am a fan of you guys. You know what I mean? I just don't understand how y'all did it.
We made people some believers. We made them believers.
Yeah, we made them believers.
And, you know, at that point, it was like, this is just what we got to deal with. This is where we're from. This is, you know, people throw themselves a pity party, but we faced adversity. We looked at it. Fear didn't get the best of us.
Didn't get the best of you.
You know, this is how like you said, they had a way worse than us.
Way worse.
So when I tell this story, people say, oh my gosh, like that really was happening? Y'all was really, you know, facing racism that early and stuff like that. And I'm just like, that early, I've faced racism my entire life.
Yeah.
It wasn't,
yeah.
I didn't start facing racism out of high school.
Yeah.
This is just, you know, it's been going on. But like you said, it was way worse.
Yeah.
This is, okay, we playing sports. They trying to cut you from the team, or they trying to, you know, whatever.
Backstab you. You know, blackmail you. You know what I mean?
Tyrants and blackmail you type of thing.
All because they want to win. Because this is what they're used to doing. They're used to winning. They can't fathom an all-black team coming winning. What was an all-white team? Would we still have got the same experience? No. You know what I mean?
Would we still have this story?
Would we still have this story? Probably not. You know what I mean?
No, absolutely not.
Absolutely not. You see what I'm saying? So that's the difference. It's just an all-black team. Look how they did the all-black Jackie Robinson team. You know, they tried to demolish that team because they're all black, and you know what I'm saying, and they're beating everybody. Jackie Robinson had a travel ball team that, you know, they named after him, that his family started, and then what happened? They tried to destroy the team because they're beating everybody. That's not okay. This world needs to wake up, man.
So so the point where we were facing our last game. This is actually the championship game.
Augustana?
The night before. Yeah, Augustana.
Okay, Augustana was a championship.
The night or the day before.
Yeah.
Us being at grandma's.
Yeah.
Being at grandma's house.
Yeah.
How did you feel about the whole situation with your sister? Because I'm asking from a coach perspective and a big brother perspective.
So with the big brother perspective first, because that's what happened first. You know, I didn't even know my sister got shot. You know, I didn't know. I wasn't around. You know what I mean? I honestly don't know what I was doing at the time, but I wasn't around, and I didn't even know that whole situation was happening. You know, I think I don't even remember who called me and told me to come to the hospital because lady got shot. I want to say I just don't remember who it was. But when I got the phone call, man, I went from 0 to 100 real quick. You know, as a brother. You know, I think I hit 120 miles an hour in my car, and I had a Toyota Camry. I probably only went 110. I don't know how, but I got it to 120 some kind of way. You know, up to that hospital. And when I got to the hospital, they weren't trying to let me in.
What?
You know, man, I don't know how I got in, but I got in, and I got back there in that back door. You know, I got in the room to see her, you know what I mean? But they wasn't trying to let me in, and I went in, you know what I mean? And I just had to see if she was okay, you know, because, I mean, you know, shot. To me, it's like no one said anything. Was she okay? I didn't know. That's all they said. She got caught. She got shot, and you need to get here now. So that was red in my eyes. Yes. I mean, nobody couldn't tell me nothing at this point. So I needed to know who did it. So when I seen her, you know, I teared up, but I seen, you know, that she was okay. But in my mind, now I'm like, okay, who was it? So I stormed out of there, you know. My mom tried to stop me. Nope. I remember Linda was up there, and she tried to stop me. Nope. You know, and I went into the car, and I think I was just in red mode, trying to find who did it. You know, trying to find who did it. I remember running into my god brother, man, and he heard the news. So he was actually walking around trying to find who did it. You know what I mean? And so I'm not gonna, you know, I asked him, man, I'm ready to destroy whoever did it. Like, you know what I mean? I was just in that mode. Like that I'm sorry, but you know what I mean? Like I was just in red mode, you know, as a brother. You know what I'm saying? And then as a coach, happened to actually, you know, go to a championship game actually the next day and, you know, make the lineup with my sister not in it, you know, knowing this is just happening. She in the hospital, you know, with a bullet in her back. You know, thank God it didn't go an inch further because it would have hit her lungs, they said, and it'd have been over with, you know. So, you know, my mind, I always go into prayer first because it was hard for me to separate the difference because everyone matters, you know what I mean? So I had to go into a coach mindset and say, we got to win this game. You know what I mean? And I think if I wasn't mistaken, we dedicated that game to Lady, if I wasn't mistaken. Yes. So that helped me cope with the game, that I knew that it was dedicated for her. And even in that game, my high school coach was there, and he even went against me because his daughter was playing on the opposite team. I remember that, like, you know, yesterday, you know, he was throwing some foul words at me, and you ain't never said nothing like that to me in high school coaching me, but the moment I'm coaching against your daughter, you show your true colors. You know what I mean? It was just a lot, you know, that day, you know, but yeah, I had to separate the difference, and I, you know, did it with prayer, and just by seeing my grandma actually at the game, grandma, and I think granddad, and I'm not sure if granddad came, but, you know, grandma has never came to a game, but grandma came to that game. You know, and that mattered a lot, you know, and then seeing all the other families. Tori was there, Jasper was there, Tobias, Twani, Nita, just everyone, and Nessa, Valencia, Curlin, like Time, everyone was there, you know, like everyone was there. People flew in for that game. Flew in from the game. Family flew in. Tamika, like, you know, everybody just flew into the game, you know what I mean? So it was a let's real get them moment. You know what I mean? This was really let's get them on a whole nother level times two. You know what I mean?
Okay, rewind to the day before, because there was that morning. Mm-hmm. That morning we got interviewed.
Yes, on the news.
By the news, and she said you asked her, please don't bring up the incident that happened yesterday. It's still very sensitive. Yeah. You said I'll tell you off camera, but I don't want you to ask me the question on camera.
Correct. I did say that. Yeah.
So how was that feeling for you when she actually asked you that question on camera after you actually spoke to her?
See, that was just a disrespect. You know what I mean? Like, you're not listening. Y'all just want what y'all want. You know what I mean? Y'all don't care about how people feel at this point. You know what I mean? Like, you want me to say this? Why? Because this is what's gonna get you paid. I'm not all about getting you paid. It's about how we feel. You know, it's about what I want to say. You know what I mean? And not only that, when I told you the story, you know, I don't know what happened. You was finna put the story out, but you start getting death threats. Like, you know, like the white people didn't want the story to go out.
I think she was actually getting threats before she even interviewed us that morning.
Okay. I got
it
backwards.
That's what it was.
That's what it was. Okay, so that's why.
And that morning, like, she was saying something like that.
Okay.
You know, all through the night, they were telling her not to take the story up.
Okay.
All, you know,
and our story only got picked up because we were getting recognized. We're actually getting recognized outside the city. You know what I mean? We had an actual professional softball team that wanted to play against our girls, but the game ended up getting canceled at Douglas. You know, the Lady Diamonds. Everybody knew who the Lady Diamonds was, you know, around there. They wanted to challenge our team. That's how good we were, that the Lady Diamonds wanted to play us. But it ended up getting canceled due to personal reasons or whatever the case may be. But yeah, they did not want the lady to put the story out on our team, and they gave her they said they threatened her. They threatened her job. All kinds of stuff. It was sad, man.
Mm-hmm. It was sad. But we end up coming out victorious. And I really do remember that because Chastity was like, we in it to win it because lose not an option.
Yeah, she did. Yeah.
And then we just started, you know, let's get them or whatever, our chants. I remember so many chants that we had. We was meditating on the field. Mm-hmm. We brought church hymns and songs to the games. Yeah. When we felt down and we felt like we were going to be defeated. You know, they got a few runs in. Yeah. How was the pivotal moments when you were just telling us, like, just to redirect our focus? Like, what were those pivotal moments like that you can remember? Like
when we was in those type of moments, I mean, that's the reason why, you know, Curtis was brought to the team, you know, kind of. to help me cope with that. You know what I mean? Because me, I'm probably going to straight snap on y'all.
You were you can hit that part of Triona.
Like, it was straight snap, you know what I mean? But Kurt was, he was more of the mental person, you know what I'm saying? So he can help me to kind of calm down and kind of just, you know what I mean? Okay, nah, Mar, you probably want to do this differently with him. I'm like, okay, that makes sense. All right, thanks, man. Type thing. So it was more of that. So that's, like I said, that's how that stretching routine came into hand, just other like stuff, and yeah, so that I coped because, he used to help me out and help me to talk differently. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay, with your coaching expertise, how do you feel that has really shaped who the women are now? Those pivotal moments where they had to face adversity, where they had to learn meditation, where they had to grow and develop from adolescent to teenager to adulthood. How do you feel like this softball team shaped them? Sister softball, them uniting. How did you feel like this really had an impact on them and their trajectory of their lives?
Man, I honestly just believe, like, God already wrote the story before we even knew it, pretty much like, he already wrote it out, as far as the trajectory of them of their lives, this is show them, they can overcome anything in life, from how I see them now, to then, from then to now. Yeah, there's nothing in life that you can't overcome. Like, there's nothing in life that, you can't endure. This taught them patience. This taught them to love through hate. This taught that hate does not have enough power to destroy love. It does not. It taught them how to communicate. It taught them how to kind of vibe and how to, to listen, and more importantly, how to go to God, more than anything, because change starts, through the prayer, and we were a praying team. One thing about it, we implemented that prayer life within our team, and it shows on the girls, which is now they're women and y'all grown, y'all ain't little girls now, but it shows on y'all now, and the success that y'all are having now, I think a lot of that softball life, honestly, played a big part of it. Because it helped y'all to critically think, teach y'all about escape routes, but more importantly, that prayer life, is what won it over.
Okay, so what would you leave with my heirs that are listening to this podcast?
I mean, if I had to leave something, if I had to leave a mark or whatsoever the case may be, I'll say, treat others how you honestly would like to be treated. Don't be a backstabber, love, love endures all things, stop being jealous, stop backstabbing, stop being jealous, and just, love, and then just focus on yourself, focus on the God-given talents that God gave you.
Because I know some listeners, they're going to be like, listen, y'all had to be doing something for them girls to be finding y'all everywhere. What was y'all doing? Honestly,
you guys, from my perspective, from what I saw, y'all were just being y'all beautiful selves. Like, a lot of people are jealous, of back then. You see, times are different, so around those times, I feel like, the way women used to look, like if you was like light skinned with long hair, someone's going to be jealous of you and want to fight you and just mark you up. Because they felt like they were ugly. Like, so that was just like that was honestly like a self-esteem thing within themselves that they did not know how to get rid of. And the only way they knew how to deal with it is by trying to take it out with anger out on someone else who they feel as if looks, beauty, like the beauty or whatever the case may be. So did nothing that y'all did to the women. Y'all didn't go out trying to fight. Y'all did not go out trying to harass or anything. Y'all were just being yourselves, and y'all were just close. You know, we had a family who was close with each other, you know, but you know, y'all had to do what y'all had to do once, you know, the problems came to y'all, and they came. You know, y'all wasn't out looking for problems.
Did you know about the party they threw for us?
No, I didn't know nothing about the party. When I heard about that, no, I did not. I was clueless, and I didn't know about it until I heard this podcast. All those years, I never knew nothing about a party, you know. But when I heard it, man, it was the funniest thing ever, and I'm glad y'all celebrated.
All right, so tell my listeners, my heirs, what you are up to now.
Right now, just thankful, you know, just thankful God got me living. You know what I mean? That's more important, you know. And right now, I'm just striving to become a better me, you know. You know, as of right now, currently, you know, like I said, I'm fresh out of pro ball, fresh out of Texas playing baseball. Currently, right now, I'm just running a gym. You know, I'm a general manager, you know, here in Atlanta, Georgia. You know, the sky's the limit. You know, the vision is not done. Being the best father I can be, just working on me. You know, and being the best godly person I can be. Just trying to change and make a difference, not only for myself, but for those who are watching me, for my children who looks up to me, and just, you know, for my environment as well. So that's my goal. That's what I'm on. That's my prayer, and that's what it is. But this is happening.
Amen. Give us some snaps.
Yeah.
If you are in the Atlanta area and would like your son or daughter to get coaching from ProHudson, please hit him up. He will be available.
Absolutely.
And I promise you, your child will get better and better and better.
Absolutely.
So listen. But if you're listening to this podcast, know that you are blessed and continue to be a blessing to others. We love you all. Send this and share this to 3 people that you love the most, that you feel like this podcast will help bless. Mwah!